Hey, Mountain Subvet here, and I'm going to do a size comparison between three concealable firearms. And also walk you through my experience. So let's start right here in the middle. We've got the Sig Sauer P238. We have a safe weapon, and we have a ultra concealable Sig 380 gun here in the Equinox trim. It is a absolutely beautiful, beautiful gun. I love this gun. This was actually my first and my dream for concealed carry. I just fell in love with it. Didn't mind the safety action, the single action. I came from safety gun in the military, and so the 1911 felt like home to me. Totally okay with that. It is the right size. You can see it really is pretty tiny, well made, Sig quality. The slide is just like butter. It's beautiful. I've heard people talk about it being great for those with weak wrists, or maybe for a wife's first gun that doesn't want to fight with a heavy slide. Not that the ladies can't work any slide they want, but that's what a lot of people say. So that being said, it is just an absolutely well-made firearm, and I love it, and I don't carry it. Why don't I carry it? Because when I bought this, I also found this on sale for about $200. This is the LCP Custom, not the original LCP, but with the red aluminum trigger, the full-size sights, and with the upgraded metal guide rod instead of plastic. And this is also a safe weapon. These have all been safety checked, but I'll do it again for you. These here, this one is just a plastic, a little bit rattly, lightweight, just disappears in your hand, disappears in your pocket, in your waistband, what have you. It's just a tiny little gun. I expected this to have a lot of recoil. It didn't. I expected this to perform substantially worse than the 238. It didn't. In fact, I realized I also have experience with double action only and double action single action pistols, that the double action on this, especially with the upgraded trigger, I've heard the original is terrible, but the custom fixed a lot of those problems. I have no trouble with this double action trigger whatsoever. In fact, if you can see, I'll come around here, I just stage it where I want it and then pull the trigger when I'm ready to break. I actually found I shoot as well, if not better, with this particular gun than I do with the single action Sig Sauer P238. Now, I'll tell you, that made me mad. And you can probably imagine why. Ruger is not supposed to make a $200 plastic gun that can compete with a Sig Sauer top-of-the-line Equinox 238. It just wasn't supposed to happen. But yet it did. So, size comparisons. As you can see here, side by side, that the LCP is actually a good bit shorter. We'll do it from this angle here. You count the tang on that Sig, and here's the Sig, here's the LCP. It's also a lot thinner, and it's even a little bit shorter, although you do have this this finger extension. You don't have to have it, but for me, it makes it really a good solid two-finger grip on that, and it makes it super manageable. I have no trouble with the felt recoil or target acquisition with it. So it's smaller, it's lighter, it's cheaper. They both hold 6+1, same ammo. This has eaten everything I've fed through it. I had a couple hiccups with this, with a particular brand of ammo, just with a failure to fire, but this one has never had a single hiccup. I have probably 600 rounds through this, probably 400 rounds through this, and at the end of the day, I just ended up reaching for the LCP over and over. It just disappears into my waistband, disappears into my pocket, never have to worry about it. I use either, and this is actually for a 938, but it'll show you similar, that this holster is my inside the waistband. I can't say enough about this. It is called Murph's from or Murph's Custom Leather in China Grove, North Carolina. Look them up online. I have this for the LCP and the 938, which is what I'm carrying the 238 in, and you can see it fits as well. best inside the waistband holster I've found yet. I also have the sticky SM1, which fits this as well, and this just goes into a jacket pocket or my pocket. If you've not bought a sticky, they will tell you it works inside the waistband. It does not. I mean, they may get mad. You may have one. You may disagree, whatever. Every person I know that has a sticky and has tried it inside the waistband has dropped their gun, unfortunately, sometimes in public, and they're done. It's a great pocket holster. Great to if you're just going around the house, wedge into your waistband, but otherwise don't expect inside the waistband. Get yourself a nice clip held option. So that's these two little guys. I then went out and picked up the Sig P320. It's a clear and safe weapon. Double stack. It holds 12 plus 1. Super smooth firing gun. It's got the striker fired. It does not have restrike, even though it sounds like it. I've heard that some do this, some don't. It's just a weird click, but it does not have restrike. Actually, none of these, of course, have restrike, so even the double action only is not restrike capable. Okay, so I picked this up for a 9mm 12-round inside the waistband carry option. Ended up in another video. If you watch, I do the full review of it. Short version is it's just a little too chunky for me, and it's too heavy for me to carry every day and for my carry style. So I'm going back to a single stack, looking for a good single stack in the 9mm. This one is sold. This one is sold. They're about to ship out. I'm keeping this one and then using the money from these to find myself my next 9mm single stack. This would have been a great home defense, but again, in my other review, I talk about why this particular subcompact model was not my choice for that. But the size comparison here is to show the Sig P320. If you've got a 238, this is about the size you're looking to step up to. It is substantially larger all the way around, and there's nothing you can do about that. You want to go even smaller, you want to talk about something that just disappears. Now look at this. I mean, you can't even make a comparison here, just for concealability purposes. I live in a super liberal area. For me, concealability is more important than capacity right now. So this is my carry of choice, and then I'll be stepping up to a different 9mm soon. But for those who are interested, I can tell you one thing. I never found any LCP compared to anything like this. Normally they're not in the same category, so you won't see it. I thought you might enjoy actually just seeing really how different they are. I mean, it is a night and day difference for concealed carry. That's it for my review. I wanted to do it before I shipped a couple of these out so you can see them. And great firearm if you are okay with a double stack about the baby Glock size. A beautiful, beautiful firearm. I may still go with this exact one in the 938. I'm also considering the PT709 Slim, and just because of this comparison, I'm really considering the LC9. I've ended up loving this little pistol. I'll do a full review on it later. There's a couple drawbacks. The big one being is it takes a takedown pen, or you have to get a screwdriver in there. These other two are toolless. I definitely prefer a toolless takedown. Other than that, I think that's my only gripe on it, and it's just a awesome little gun. So I'm singing the praises. Don't get the original LCP. Make sure you get the red trigger. Make sure you get the custom. Can't go wrong with this. Sold this to a very good friend. And I'm happy to keep it nearby in a place I can still play with it once in a while if he brings it out to the range with me. And then this is just an awesome firearm that ended up being too much for what I needed. So that's my review of these three for concealed carry. That's my story of how I ended up with these, and now I'm sticking against all odds with the LCP. So I might be the only person out there doing that. I'd say get it. Test it out for $200. I mean, if you don't like it, it's a great little backup gun. All right, that's it. Take care.